different time zones across the country has been considered by the center. Why nation wants separate time zone? What are the impacts of Indian Standard Time on Northeast people? Why it is not advised to set two different time zones? What is Coordinated Universal Time, UTC? How the world is divided by time. GS Paper 1, Indian Geography. What is the context about? The Department of Science and Technology, DST, is conducting a study to assess the feasibility of having different time zones in the country. The DST has been conducting studies on this, looking at what is the potential of energy saving if you have two different time zones. The study is being conducted to give scientific inputs on the matter. The study is also expected to cover the overall impact, especially on the transportation system. Why nation wants separate time zone? One of the arguments is that early sunrise means that by the time they start their day, almost half the day has passed. This means an early sunset which requires extra use of lights in both homes, offices and public places, hampering the productivity. Similar is the case with the archipelagos of the Andaman and Nicobar and the Lakshadweep Dweep, where sunrise and sunset timings are different from the mainland. Leaders from the Northeast region argue that to separate time zone, a long pending demand, would increase daylight savings and efficiency. What are the impacts of Indian Standard Time on Northeast people? Due to difference of time, the sun rises in Northeast at as early as 4:30 am and sets around 4 pm. Thus this variation is affecting the efficiency of the people and institutions like offices, schools etc. as they get very little time to work. Due to long extended night, the consumption of electricity has always been high in the region compared to rest of the country. Due to the time difference, people of Northeast working in rest of the country faces difficulty in adjusting with their own biological clock. Tea is the crucial business of Northeast, since picking of tea leaves takes place during daytime. But due to less time left in hand, the efficiency of workers gets affected in comparison to the tea workers of South, who gets more time for picking. Why it is not advised to set two different time zones? The two time zone will affect the airline, rail services in whole country. An idea of two time zone will affect the governance of the country. Separate time zone will create the tendency of separate mindset. The biological clock of other people working in any region will be affected. How the world is divided by time. The world is divided into 24 time zones. The course of one day is broken down to the seconds and calculated to define the correct time of a particular place. However, it is not that easy. The 24 time zones, created in accordance to each hour of the day, are theoretically drawn vertically like longitudes over the globe. The Coordinated Universal Time, UTC, is used to regulate time and date around the world. The Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. It is a close variant of the Greenwich Mean Time or GMT at 0° longitude. UTC is defined by the International Telecommunications Union recommendation, the standard frequency and time signal emissions, and is based on the International Atomic Time, TAI. According to the UTC, leap seconds are added to days at regular intervals to compensate for Earth's slowing rotation. Time zones are pointed using positive and negative offsets from the UTC with GMT as the median. The easternmost time zone is 12 hours behind the UTC, and uses UTC-12 as its time tag, while the westernmost time zone uses UTC+12.